And we are recording. Welcome everyone. This is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by Seven Sagas and the recent release of Medjay, Secrets Beneath the Sand. This is a larger than life Monster Hunter tabletop RPG where you get to explore the mysteries of ancient Egypt and confront the threats from within, from without, perhaps from beyond the stars. You will find it in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by Gates of Krystalia, the card-driven isekai-style tabletop RPG. It is available in 6 languages and they have recently released the Last Deux advanced rulebook. This optional expansion brings so many things to the table, such as setting details, character development information, as well as isekai tropes such as the school trip, the beach trip, the romance rules, and you have solo rules to play this as a solo or co-op experience without a game master. You will find it in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by Dead Tree Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls, experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have recently released the Daughters of Lamb tabletop RPG. This is a pay-what-you-want tabletop role-playing game where you get to play as cybernetic nuns with guns. Looking for the missing pieces of their AI god? Definitely check it out in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. We have Miguel here, of course, and they have a store with exclusive tabletop RPG products, and they have recently released Final Frontier. This is a streamlined sci-fi tabletop RPG where you get to explore space for justice, for profit, for both. Definitely check it out. Today we are playing Traveler, but if you want a system that is perhaps more user-friendly, I would say, definitely check out Final Frontier. Now here we are continuing the Secrets of the Ancients campaign using the Traveler 2nd Edition system. We have, of course, Miguel and Josh, and thank you for being here. And before we get started, any thoughts before what could be the most dangerous situation you have faced so far?
Probably this one. Well, no. It was the in the last session.
The quicksand?
Surviving, yeah, the
Or
quicksand
the
and
quicksand? The
and what
gorilla
happened
thing?
after. Yeah, surviving the jungle
Hmm.
was probably the worst moment.
That's
But
true, that's
because
true,
we
that's
are
true.
hurt now, this might be the last straw. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's very possible. I have to have a lot of ingenuity on Yuri's part. I believe what has to happen. He's going to save us.
It's all on you.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
wouldn't count on that.
Uh,
Yes, and as I always say, roleplay solves everything. So anything that you can think of that could work, or even ask Simon, the artificial intelligence, because for those of you watching, they are on board a recently acquired ship that has been modified apparently with alien technology. But 3 Imperial Marines have gotten inside. They're just inside the hatch. And so they need to use, like Josh said, all of their ingenuity to figure something out. So, without further ado, and for those that haven't seen the other parts, please check out the playlist in the description. And so, it begins. The 3 Imperial Marines have just stepped inside of the ship, as shown by the monitors displayed by Simon. And Simon speaks. This could also be of importance, but I still have a certain degree of control over the squire, and I have made it so that the squire will soon be approaching us, and perhaps we can latch onto it and recover any items that you have left inside. But after that, I will certainly lose control, and the squire will make a most spectacular crash landing somewhere in the jungle.
yes, that's very pertinent information. Yuri, perhaps we can lure him onto the squire and then just dispatch him from there.
Well, yeah.
Simon speaks. That sounds like a brilliant plan. You mean so that they go down with the squire?
Exactly. We just have to convince him we're on it.
That is true. The squire is approaching in 5 minutes. I will activate all of the doors connecting the hatch area to the proper of the ship, the main body. That will buy you some time.
Simon, do you have a layout? Can you tell us about how much time you have before we get to the cockpit?
At the rate they are going, using their tools to break through the doors, we have about 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Cutting it close.
I must also inform you, in case
I begin reaching in.
we are threatened, we are armed with missiles as well as laser cannons, and we have a sandcaster to create a screen and protect ourselves from laser weaponry.
I begin fumbling into my duffel bag looking for syringes.
And so they are found.
All right, Yuri, time to shoot up, my fellow. I toss him a syringe as I begin to inject myself with the drug to enhance my combat.
A sound is heard as the ship rocks slightly. Simon speaks. We are now attached to the squire.
Looks like this is go time.
They have broken in. They are coming to your location.
Simon, guide me to the latch going to the squire. I stand up from my seat and begin moving that direction.
It will be difficult as the section is quite crowded. There is some clutter when it comes to the things that Blaine has left behind. Yuri, Trenton must roll dexterity and any relevant skill related to athletics or any similar task.
10.
Trenton makes his way with great difficulty through metal crates and boxes to the section that he is attempting to get to. And while this happens, Yuri is standing there.
I'm going to follow him. I
Yuri
follow.
misses a moment as he talks to no one what he's going to do in the future. And the Marines are just at the entrance. Yuri must roll either intellect or dexterity.
I rolled a 7. No, an 8.
The Marines, unfamiliar with the structure, hesitate, and Yuri can act and take action.
I follow Trenton.
Yuri must roll intellect with any skill relevant to athletics.
Nine.
Yuri is able to follow Trenton. In the meantime, the Marines are running just behind. Simon speaks through the comms. They are gaining on you. You should be pretty close to the hatch to your left, but I'm about to close the door behind you to buy you some more time.
Perfect. Thank you, Simon. I quickly run through the hatch, gazing into the room and surroundings.
Trenton is now at the connection between the ships, but Yuri, being behind, can see the sliding door descending, almost closing in. Simon speaks. Yuri, hurry! The door is about to close.
I hurry up.
Yuri must roll either dexterity or endurance.
8.
Yuri rushes just in time as the door closes. You are now separated once more from the hatch, and Simon speaks. They are using their tools to cut through the door. If you are going to make it into the squire, now is the time.
I dash aboard the squire.
And I rush towards the same place, of course.
As both of you enter, you can hear Simon's voice crackling and stuttering and getting cut off. I am still able to communicate to the voices of the squire. Perhaps it would be a good idea to recover your gear if you left anything.
I quickly head to the cockpit, grabbing the few items that remain.
Yeah, I want to grab the laser rifle and the pistol, I think.
Yuri acquires those items while telling Trenton what he wants to do. The
Excellent.
Marines have made it. They are on board the squire.
I look at Yuri. This is where it's going to get very tricky.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Definitely.
They are approaching you. The communication gets cut off and resumes. They are approaching you from two different places. It looks like two Marines are coming from the north side of the ship, and the others are coming down south. The other one is coming south.
I proceed quickly towards them to try to get the attention of the ones to the north.
Okay. I go south then.
Trenton must roll either social or education, plus any relevant skill concerning dealing with others, intimidation, diplomacy, any relevant skill.
Six.
Trenton is not able to act fast enough. Trenton must roll initiative, either dexterity or intellect.
Yes. 14.
Trenton immediately recovers and can take action before the two Marines approaching from the north.
I quickly draw my revolver just to shoot. Squeeze enough 2 rounds in their general direction before falling back towards the cockpit.
Trenton must roll dexterity plus any relevant skill concerning the weapon employed.
8.
The shots make an impact with the first Marine stepping through. Damage must be rolled.
Six.
The Marine's battle dress protects him completely by Trenton's estimation. The damage dealt is 1/3 of what the armor could receive in damage, and Trenton falls back quickly. Yuri must roll either intellect or education, with any relevant skill concerning interacting with others in anything related to intimidation or diplomacy.
I rolled a 12.
Yuri has great advantage when approaching the south side, as he understands human psychology and the way the Marine is going to approach. The Marine's steps can be heard just around the corner. Yuri can take action now.
I pick up the laser carbine and I prepare to shoot him.
The Marine is just in sight, just stepping around the corner, and Yuri has him on his sight.
I shoot.
Roll dexterity plus the relevant skill concerning the weapon used. With advantage, with another die, a d6, the lowest roll is discarded.
12.
It is a hit. Roll damage.
$15.
The impact is absorbed by the armor. The Marine is completely safe, but the Marine staggers back for a moment. His weapon almost pointing upwards. Now, Trenton can take action.
I quickly think of the most direct route to the hatch where we can get back to the other ship.
Trenton must roll either intellect or education, plus any relevant technical skill concerning ships.
12.
Trenton realizes there is a hatch connecting, a duct connecting the entrance of the ship with this particular section.
I take that knowledge and quickly duck into that area, removing the ductwork and replacing it as I slide in.
Trenton accomplishes just that, and Yuri is aware of that as he hears the sound. Yuri can now take action.
I follow him.
Yuri must roll dexterity with advantage.
Uh, 13.
And so it is done just in time, as Trenton is also making his way inside. You can hear the sound of the Marines walking into the room, and they talk with hesitation. Where are they? Have you seen them? They are nowhere. Look, they are using that. They have spotted the area that you are using to move through. You can now take action.
I rapidly shuffle through, heading towards the hatch as quickly as possible.
Trenton must roll dexterity with advantage. 3 dice. Discard the low roll.
Ten.
And so it is accomplished. Now Yuri can act.
I rush towards the edge as well.
Yuri must roll either dexterity or intellect with advantage.
I rolled a 14.
Even faster than Trenton, almost pushing Trenton in front. Yuri makes it through. And now you are at the entrance, at the section connecting both ships.
You go ahead, Yuri. I'm right behind you.
Okay, I proceed.
You are now both at the entrance of the newly acquired ship, leaving the Squire, and you hear Simon. Are you safe? Do you want me to disconnect from the other ship?
Do it, Simon.
A metallic sound is heard as both ships disconnect, and an emergency door falls down, closing the only connection between both ships. Simon speaks. I'm going to miss the Squire. It was a very comfortable body.
I agree. We've been through quite a number of tense scenarios in that ship.
The monitors display the Squire falling down into nothingness, into the jungles. Simon speaks. I also managed to close off the other hatch from the Squire, so poor Imperial Marines, they were pretty much in a metal coffin all the way down.
Oh, what a shame.
Simon immediately replies, we have 3 fighters approaching our location. We are about to leave the atmosphere, but they will certainly get here in time to attack us.
I sprint towards the cockpit, getting ready to do whatever I can to get it out of the zone.
Trenton gets into the cockpit immediately, and Simon speaks to Yuri. Now, Yuri, in case you want to give our assailants a warm welcome, I repeat, we are armed with missiles and beam laser turrets, but we also have the Sandcaster. If you think we are going to be attacked by lasers, the Sandcaster can create a screen of sand to protect us from their attacks.
Okay, I'll do my best.
They are upon us. We have the initiative, gentlemen.
Yuri, I'll just keep it steady while you make short work of them.
Trenton must roll either dexterity, intellect, or education, plus the relevant piloting skill.
Eight.
Just barely. Trenton manages to maneuver the ship into the most advantageous position, as shown us on screen. 3 Imperial fighters, not as large as your ship, are within firing range. Yuri can take action.
Okay. Let's shoot some missiles.
Yuri must roll dexterity plus the relevant skill, gunnery, and with advantage. Another d6, discarding the lowest die.
$17.
The missile impacts one of the ships and it crashes against the other one, pulling it out of the formation. But despite one of them being destroyed, the two still remain, approaching, as they fire a barrage of lasers at your ship. Trenton can take action.
I quickly decelerate and dive, trying to get behind them.
Trenton must roll dexterity with the relevant piloting skill, but with disadvantage. 3 dice, discard the highest.
Seven.
Not being fast enough. Some of the impacts make it so that the ship shakes around. The ship has taken damage, Simon speaks. But it has not been too severe. However, the hull is not holding so well. And now Yuri can take action.
Mm-hmm. Another shot of missiles.
Yuri must roll dexterity plus the relevant skill.
12 this time.
The missiles connect with the previously damaged ship and it goes down. The fighter begins doing circular maneuvers, attempting to get on the blind side of your ship. Failing to do so, it is exposing its back. Trenton can now take action.
After recovering from the shock of the ship being hit repeatedly, Yuri, I'm going to try this again. Get ready to take a shot. I bank quickly towards it and accelerate, getting close to the ship itself.
Trenton must roll dexterity plus the relevant piloting skill with advantage. 3 dice. Discard the lowest.
13.
With breakneck speed, the ship gets into position, giving Yuri advantage with the next action, and he can now act.
I'm shooting energy weapons now.
Roll with advantage.
$14.
It connects. And the ship is damaged, but not taken down. The Imperial pilot moves away, retreating towards the titanic silhouette of what appears to be the Alahir, as shown in the monitor. Simon speaks. We have no chance against that. That is the Alahir.
I'm going to take your advice, Simon. Let's just get out of the atmosphere and make a jump.
Trenton must roll either dexterity or intellect with disadvantage using the piloting skill, the relevant piloting skill. The Alahir is approaching incredibly fast.
9.
Just barely, Trenton is within the jump distance. But in order to make the jump, Yuri, while Trenton is maneuvering the ship, must make an intellect astrogation roll. Any skill related to navigation concerning spaceships can also be done. And so the calculations are successfully done, but the jump is not initiated in time. As the Alahir approaches, one of its cannons is large enough for your ship to go into it, and the voice of Captain Hoses is heard through comms. Simon speaks. Oh, the voice of Simon and the voice of Captain Hoses interrupt each other. He's getting into our comms. Hoses speaks. I was going to give you an opportunity to surrender, gentlemen, but you leave me no choice. He's interrupted as another colossal ship arrives. You have never seen such a ship. Simon speaks. I cannot identify that vessel. And the newcomer shoots out a blast that begins absorbing both the Alahir and your ship, the Star Hunter, into its vortex. Simon speaks. What is that? It is pulling us. It is trying to interrupt our jump. It looks like some sort of vacuum pulling us in.
Simon, give it everything we've got. See if we can pull free.
Simon replies, I must warn you, this is going to put great strain on the ship, and the repairs are going to be tremendous.
I just glanced at Yuri.
Yeah, I don't care about repairs now.
All right, do it, Simon.
The ship echoes with cacophony. All of the sounds of the engines, the drives, the electronics begin a symphony that almost drives you mad. As the jump is enacted successfully, the last thing that you see is the Alahir engaging into combat with a huge vessel that is unlike anything that has been seen before. The design mostly based on strange curves, almost organic, and you are now in hyperspace.
Well, Uncle Glenn would have came back from the grave to see that ship, wouldn't he?
That was a close call, and I don't know. This is getting really dangerous.
That's quite an understatement there, sir. Maybe we can look at some of the star charts and find something nearby where we can just hide out and disappear.
Simon speaks. As you can see on screen, An image is displayed of the entire Regina sector. We are pretty close to various worlds, but what worries me is that we are probably considered some of the most dangerous individuals in the galaxy by the Imperium.
Yeah.
Oh, this is most peculiar. I'm going through the database. And it looks like Vlen was investigating a couple of worlds related to the ancients. It was Bohin and Beck's world.
Boheen and Bex. Are you familiar with either one, Yuri?
I don't think so.
It looks like the closest one would be Bohin, and Beck's world is a bit farther away. I am certain that we can take at least 2 weeks. Yes, 2 weeks to get to Bohin. But in the case of Beck's world, let's see. We will need at least 4 weeks. However, Bohin is usually quite surveyed by the Imperial forces. It wouldn't surprise me if we were to get run into some problems, perhaps potentially intercepted.
Well, I'd say that the safest would be better.
If we are going to make that journey, I would recommend either making a stop at Ukaye or Ferry, perhaps even Pisias, to recover, make repairs, and refuel the ship. I cannot see any sources of fuel, so that we can use our fuel scoop mid journey, so we need to make a stop in one of those places.
What would you suggest, Jerry? Something more populated or perhaps a rundown planet?
I guess the rundown planet is probably better.
Let me give you some details on the worlds. In the case of Ukaye, it is tide-locked to a star. Part of the planet is in permanent daylight. The other part is permanently night. It is medium populated. And when it comes to Ferry, this world is in conflict due to a clash between pro-Imperium and pro-secession factions. So it's up to you. In the case of Ukaye, excuse me, even my circuitry is getting adjusted to these changes. It could be advantageous to take advantage, to take hold of the darker area of the world, make a landing there. In the case of Ferry, perhaps we could take advantage of the conflicts.
I want to stay far away from conflict at this point. I vote for staying dark.
Stay dark, yes, I agree.
All right, then should I set up a course for Ukaye?
Yes, please, Simon.
Yep.
No problem, leave it to me. And Simon goes silent as he takes care of the details for the journey.
Well, Yuri, you want to wander around the ship and get familiar with what this thing has to offer?
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
I stand and do just that, begin to wander around, taking in our new surroundings.
The ship displays a combination of human manufacture with something else. Various of the panels and even the seats look very different in design. The closest to it, the of drawing make, the winged creatures that you know are the descendants of the ancients. And in one section of the ship, there is a locker that with a plaque showing the name of Glenn Beckett.
Let's see if Uncle Vlin has anything worth drinking in here. I open his locker, begin to peruse.
As the large locker is opened, there are medical supplies inside, but also two items of particular importance. The case by case spoiler channel in Discord. Spoiler 2. Spoiler 2 can be revealed. One is most definitely a solar beam rifle, but it has been clearly modified. It is not up to specs in terms of magazine, only 5 shots before 2 hours are needed to recharge the weapon. And there is also a grab-enhanced power plate suit.
Wow, look at all these goodies.
Yuri finds nothing else of importance. The crates, wooden and metallic, have all been opened, and there are no items, no artifacts within them. It gives Yuri the impression that all of the items within the crates and the boxes were taken out in a hurry.
Well, if anything, at least we got some more firepower.
Yep. I suppose that will be useful.
I'd prefer it not. At this point, every
Yeah.
time we turn around, we seem to stick our foot in something. So, yeah, make sure you keep it handy. Let's see if we can find some quarters to rest for a while. It's going to take me a good bit to recuperate all the.
For a long time, yeah. So, Simon, how long is this trip going to take?
I will get us there in 3 weeks.
Okay. 3 weeks to rest. And I don't want to do anything else. Just resting.
I'm right there with you.
By
Unfortunately-
experience, Trenton knows that Yuri is capable of employing all of the medical supplies for a complete treatment of the injuries.
I pass the rifle on to Yuri as well as the medical supplies.
And so it is done. And Trenton can clearly see that the grab suit almost looks like an ancient medieval armor, but the materials are well designed to the highest of the technology levels in the planets.
Very impressive. Well, just as the rifle, let's hope that we don't need this, but something to keep in mind nonetheless.
Yeah.
It is also quite clear that the ship, the Star Hunter that you are on board, was employed to house larger groups, perhaps even a small skirmish force. And there are no drones on board the ship, which is unusual and gives the impression that the drones have already been used.
Definitely a nice upgrade from the Squire, although I will miss it. We've got a lot more room on this ship. Well, I say we leave it in Simon's capable hands and just try to relax and heal up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
As the time goes by and all of the injuries are healed, Simon communicates, making an analysis. It is clear that the Imperium will take some time marking you as wanted men. So it could be a good idea to see if we can secure not only some money by doing some odd jobs here and there, as the repairs are going to be costly. We could also perhaps look for someone that could assist us in perhaps disrupting the communication channels of the Empire, or perhaps even causing trouble to the forces that are to follow. I also wonder if the enemy ship survived the encounter with that other strange alien vessel.
Let's hope not, but
Data analysis reveals that the Alahir has survived many battles, many conflicts. Captain Holses is one of the most skilled captains in the entire Imperium, so it wouldn't surprise me if he survived that battle.
yeah, we'll just have to keep putting distance in between us.
I agree. The ship continues its journey, and finally, the dark side of the planet Ukaye is seen. Simon communicates. I am making some calculations on the repairs, taking into consideration the damage suffered from all of the attacks, plus the strain of doing that hasty jump. We will surely need at least 20,000 credits to repair the ship.
Costly engagements.
The ship makes its descent into the starport, locks in, and Simon begins communicating with the welcoming staff. Simon replies, "We are in luck. We are still not wanted men in this planet."
Thank God. Well,
Finally, some good news.
exactly. Well, let's make haste then. We don't overstay our welcome.
It seems like we are receiving a communication down into the dark area of Ukaye. Should I patch it through?
Sure.
After 30 seconds, a voice is heard. Hello, is this Trenton Faust and Yuri Sarkov on board of the ship?
They're expecting us? That's weird.
They already know we're here. That didn't take long. Yes, it's us.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I am Yakai Sudden. I am the. I think you could profit from doing a small task for me. You see, I am the daughter of an advanced artificial intelligence, and my father has acquired some details on your current predicament. Simon speaks. Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt, but how is that possible? Do you mean to say that an artificial intelligence such as I can actually adopt a human child? She replies, yes, here in Ukaye we are making progress towards a more advanced civilization, and if the artificial intelligence has proven to be beneficial and efficient in taking care of the child, providing for its needs, you can actually rescue some orphans in that way. Simon speaks. Wow, Trent and Yuri, even for an AI, I find that pretty, how would you say, nuts?
I agree with you.
Don't get any ideas, Simon.
No, well, yeah. I'll let you to continue your talk.
Well, it sounds like we should meet up and talk. We are just about to make it to the surface. Is that something we can arrange?
Yes, my father can make it so that you can descend quite easily and without any interruptions. The dark side, despite its name, is well illuminated when it comes to to the landing areas, but the entire place is completely in the dark. Please make it as fast as possible. I will give you some coordinates so we can meet at a cafe.
Will do.
Simon speaks. The repairs will require a bit longer, but they should be ready in 30 minutes.
It's impressive.
Yes, Ukaye is a high technology world. I am impressed with their protocols and their processes as well as the materials being employed in the repairs. But yeah, the 20 credits have been removed from our account.
Well,
20,000. Sorry, 20,000.
So much for any anonymity. I guess everyone knows who we are. It's a little scary.
Simon speaks. On the contrary, Trenton, I believe that only that AI is advanced enough to accomplish this. I was digging through some of the news and information, and it appears that this AI, by the name of Ia, is probably one of the most advanced AIs on the planet.
Is he a friend of Uncle Glenn's as well? He knew everybody, so maybe.
I did not find such information, but it would be interesting to speak about that with her daughter once we meet up with her in the cafe.
Of course.
And so the repairs are made. And Simon speaks. I am ready to descend into the dark side of the world. Do you want to proceed, gentlemen?
Make it
Yep.
so.
And so Simon begins the descent. That was slightly rocky. The turbulence could be felt. But after a minute, things proceeded smoothly. As Simon lands safely, the hatch opens and Simon speaks. I also think it is fortunate that the Imperium is not very strict or severe with this world. No strict protocols are taken when people land here. This could also mean that there could be criminal activity going on.
All things considered, it seems like we made a good choice, at least of where to go so far.
No shots, no threats. Looks good. Yeah.
Well, I guess we should make our way on out. I grab my duffel bag, shoulder it, and began heading to the hangar.
Simon speaks. The cafe is not far from here. This world is quite barren. You have a few areas of vegetation, but for the most part, it is a dust land. You should be able to find the cafe quite isolated, but in order to get there, I recommend that you take one of the taxis that are stationed here.
No dangerous wildlife here?
At least not as Allel. You won't find any of the monstrous wildlife.
Okay.
I elbow Yuri. You're
That's
missing your mister already, aren't you? Well, come on, good friend. Let's see if we can find us a taxi.
Let's go.
The landing pad is unusual as it connects directly to a building resembling an airport. Some parts of the building are completely exposed to the environment, which is breathable enough. The atmosphere is safe. But some other parts are completely encased, giving the appearance of bunkers. In the distance, you can see several buggy type of vehicles with men outside of them. A mustached man, somewhat overweight, begins to wave enthusiastically in your direction.
I slowly proceed over in his general direction, continuing to observe our surroundings.
There seem to be very few visitors. At most, Trenton can see two burger and a human securing a taxi for their own business.
Nice and quiet, Yuri.
That seems to be a good thing right now.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Yep.
The mustached man steps closer and says, "Ah, you are newcomers to the planet, no?
Yes, we are.
Let me take you where you want to go. Do you have a place in mind, or are you just visiting for pleasure, looking at the beautiful yet barren world of Ukaye?"
Yeah, beautiful. Mm, okay. I guess there are places for everything. Yes, we are going somewhere.
Ah, that is very good. Can I see the coordinates?
Sure.
The man looks at the screen displayed and speaks. "Ah, yes, I will charge you for the both of you. 60 credits."
Is your cab stocked? Do you have anything to drink in there? What comforts do you offer for this 60 credits?
Well, no, not exactly. I actually eat at the cafe that you are going, but I'm not offering that sort of service.
Well, I suppose that'll have to suffice. We'll just have to get to the cafe to enjoy ourselves.
The man approaches his vehicle and motions for you to step inside.
I
get
glance
inside.
in and then follow Yuri.
You board the vehicle, and the ride is somewhat bumpy, as the surface of the world presents small craters and even some rocks. The man speaks. "Yes, we do not get too many visitors this time of the year. In fact, we do not get too many visitors at all.
I wonder why.
Yeah, they are missing out. They are certainly missing
Yeah.
out. Just look at it.
Great landscape.
Indeed. Now, I am usually around the area. I will give you my communication details. My name is Mario Drassi. Mario Drassi at your service. If you need me to take you somewhere, just let me know."
Perfect. All right, Mario. Thanks for getting us here, but we need to get in and find a nice meal.
You arrive at the cafe. It is a single building in the middle of nowhere, square shaped, but it looks clean enough. It is quite obvious that the sign and the facade has been properly taken care of. The sign of the cafe reads Comet Cafe.
I straighten my trench coat somewhat, combing back my wiry blonde hair. Well, let's find something hopefully comfortable that we can relax in.
Have some drinks.
We deserve it.
Yep.
As you approach the cafe, the two doors made out of crystal and metal slide to the side, and you have a good glimpse of the entire place. There is only an Aslan and four other people, two of them sitting together, the Aslan sitting on his own, and the two men sitting in a corner. Apart from those people, you can see a woman of a swarthy skin tone, her hair wavy, brown dark brown hair. She motions for you to sit at her table.
I walk towards her.
She speaks. Ah, yes, Trent and Yuri, welcome. My father already showed me images of you. I can easily recognize you, but you look like you've been through some difficult situations. Have you not?
Yes, we did. Yes, definitely.
Her green eyes sparkle, and she smiles. Please sit down and order anything that you want. My father is paying for your food.
I
Thanks
take
for
a
your
seat.
hospitality.
Now, let's get down to business. My father, Ia, he is able to cause some disruptions, as he is well aware that you are wanted men. He would be able to make it very difficult so that the Imperium is able to spread the word about your how dangerous you are. We would also be doing other things that are within our range of influence, and we would be able to pay you 50,000 credits. All of this. If you're able to assist me with finding a person that is very valuable to me.
It's a relative, or
It's my best friend. There is a certain zone here where there is a lot of ice. You could consider it one of the most dangerous places, a frozen wasteland. My friend decided to go there. He is called Mates. He wanted to find technology related to the ancients.
No, of course. It had to be the ancients.
Yes, I know. It seems to be all the buzz in recent times. You hear
Yeah.
about these beings that have advanced technology, and there are so many disappearances and deaths and strange technology and ships. Everything is going into complete madness.
so frozen tundra.
Yes, and I have no clue as to where he is located. It will be definitely a difficult journey, but if you are willing to find my friend alive, hopefully, but at the very least retrieve his body, we will be doing all of this for you. Remember, 50,000 credits in reward plus the disruption of the Imperium's communications.
Any dangerous wildlife in that tundra? I'm starting to worry about that.
There are only a few animals, but most of them are aquatic. As long as you do not go into the frozen waters, you should
Okay.
be safe. There are also rumors of a creature that can burrow through ice. It seems to resemble the Bigfoot or Yeti of legends, but it has never been spotted. I think they're all lies.
I hope so. Okay. It sounds feasible until now.
Now, is it safe to assume, considering obviously you know the scenario we're in, that you guys would go ahead and get started on the communication side of things, and then perhaps we just collect the money once we have your friend?
Well, how about, as a show of a display of good faith, we give you 25,000 credits in advance, and we start monitoring what the Imperium is trying to do.
That sounds fair enough.
My father has just deposited 25,000 credits to your account. You will also find an AI-controlled buggy just outside. It will take you to a shop nearby where you can acquire any gear that you consider necessary for such a dangerous task.
Do you have any recommendations for this area?
I would secure warmer clothes for starters,
Mm.
and I am not an explorer. I cannot help you too much on what you need, but I would suggest perhaps some digging and climbing tools, as well as weapons if you need them.
I glance over the menu at the table.
There is
Order.
a wide selection of all sorts of meats and vegetables. For a
Okay.
cafe in the middle of nowhere, the dishes seem very sophisticated and refined, along with a selection of all sorts of drinks.
Excellent. I go ahead and order something top tier of each, since it's kind of on their coin.
Yeah, I do the same. I'm not paying, so I want to have the best.
As Yuri communicates this to Trenton, the woman Yakai speaks. Wow, you sure have an appetite. I imagine that you have seen many battles.
More than I should. I'm a doctor. I shouldn't be in battles.
Ah, yes. Could you be? Could you be perhaps? Yes, Yuri Sarkov. I think I've heard about you. You were involved in some very shady research in the past, were you not?
Yeah, that's true. Long time ago.
We actually had one man asking about you. He seemed to be the scientific type. He was dressed in a lab coat. It was ridiculous, almost stereotypical or cartoony in his appearance. But he was asking about you. Could he be a friend of yours? He didn't give a name.
Well, it's very likely that he's not a friend of mine. Exactly the opposite. So if he asks for me again, just say you never saw us here.
Ah, as an added bonus, I will tell my father. She presses the side of her head. It is very easy to communicate with him through my implants. I will tell him to perhaps spread out some rumors saying that you went into the opposite direction, to the other side of the Regina sector.
Thanks, that would be very helpful. I think he's following me. Well, not I think, I'm sure. Now I'm sure.
Now, what do you think, this business with the ancients, these rumors, do you think it's just propaganda spread around by sensationalist tabloids, or do you think there is something actually going on?
There's
I would,
definitely
if
something
I,
going on.
yeah, if I had to bet, I would bet on something going on.
I've heard some very disturbing things. If we were to believe some of the rumors, they say that there is a war going on between the ancients, and that we are just pawns in their game.
Well, maybe, maybe those rumors have something to back them up.
But it would be somewhat of a contradiction because a lot of people say that the ancients are long dead.
I don't know. I really don't know about that.
She once again presses her head and speaks. My father says that, according to his analysis, there is also the possibility that a group of men, or perhaps even other species such as the Aslan or the Droin, are actually taking advantage of the ancients as a sort of tale to scare everyone while they are doing their own machinations.
I wouldn't discount anything at this point. So
Yeah, that's a possibility, I guess.
Simon interrupts through the comms. But then again, that would mean that perhaps they have advanced knowledge because we saw a huge ship getting into a fight with the Allah here, and it didn't look of Imperial make or even Zodani. Yakai replies, I don't know what to think anymore. I don't think. Could it be possible for someone to actually know how to pilot a huge alien vessel in such a short time? If we consider that the ancients have been around for long, but just recently, some archaeologists are supposedly digging up their artifacts.
it's a lot to think about.
My father also wants you to know that, according to his analysis, a criminal by the name of Ben Jasha has been doing most of the digging up of the artifacts and vehicles of the ancients.
Ben Yasha. Interesting. Does your father know much about the ancients and their artifacts?
Mostly that they go beyond anything that the Imperium has designed so far. It is almost impossible to reverse engineer their technology. But he also finds it very puzzling that Ben Jasha has been perhaps the top competitor in acquiring and selling such artifacts in the black market.
I look to my left and dig into my duffel bag, retrieving the scepter and setting it on the table. Perhaps you can get this to your father and he can take a look at it. Let us know what it is.
Ah, that is a good idea. So you do not mind that I keep it?
No, we'll be back after I guess we take an icy trip for you.
Ah, yes, and according to my father, judging by your reputation, Mr. Faust, you're not someone to be trifled with in negotiations.
I like to think that, but as of yet, I'm starting to think that both me and Yuri are getting too old for this.
Well, I won't. I will have to leave you, gentlemen. I will definitely take this to my father. I hope you will excuse my rudeness of leaving you to finish your meal. I need to. There are some business that I need to attend to.
But of course,
Of course.
Once you rescue my friend, hopefully, or you retrieve his body, please let us meet up at the cafe once again.
certainly we'll be in contact.
The woman stands up, and with a bow, bowing her head, she walks away.
Well, Yuri, that's yet another interesting scenario you've gotten us into.
Mm. This one seems to be a little, I don't know, maybe less dangerous than the last one. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm totally wrong about this.
I trust your judgment on this one. It's much better than dealing with tentacled monkeys.
Yeah, it seems so.
Simon speaks. I have just received some information from our patron, from her father, and the zone you are heading into. It has icebergs. The ice is constantly shifting, and it is well known for having several casualties throughout the years.
I glance towards Yuri.
I was wrong after all.
Well, there has to be a little danger involved in anything we do these days.
Yes, of course, yes. It would be
Simon
fun.
replies, if it's something that could cheer you up, it doesn't seem like wildlife attacks are frequent unless you fall into the water.
Okay, let's not fall into the water then.
Well, after we enjoy this nice meal and a little bit of relaxation, perhaps we can pick up some supplies and slowly make our way in that general area. I guess we need to speed this along as much as possible to keep our names out of everybody's mouths.
Yeah. Let's not take a long time doing this. Preferably.
Simon, how far away is this area in general?
It is about 2 kilometers.
Oh,
Not
okay.
bad.
That's close.
Maybe we can get Mario to plop us off as close as possible and then take it from there.
Simon speaks. But remember, the artificial intelligence here, IA, has already prepared an AI-controlled buggy for you.
Yes. I continue to devour our lovely meal, ordering another drink.
Simon speaks. It would be a good idea to, considering there is going to be shifting ice, to acquire perhaps some sort of anti-grav gear. As I understand it, anti-grav belts could be easy enough to find, but I don't know how effective they are in the atmosphere of this world. They could be of limited use.
We'll definitely need to find that out then.
Will we do some shopping now?
Yes, let's go ahead. Probably shouldn't drink too much more before we get on the road.
As you finish your meal, you can now see the buggy waiting outside, with no driver on board it.
I clean myself off and head out to the buggy.
The vehicle has a screen where the driver should be, where buttons are displayed showing various destinations, including the ice area, the landing pad, the shop area, and the cafe.
All right, Yuri, I guess let's head towards the shop. Proceed to get into the buggy and use the controls to indicate our new destination.
And so it is done, and the buggy begins making its way towards the shop. A triangular building is seen in the distance with a large sign displaying White Rock Enterprises.
I exit the buggy and head on to the store.
I follow Yuri in.
As you enter the structure, you can see all sorts of gear, weapons, items, everything that is found in the Discord. The items are behind glass that, by Juris and Trenton estimation, is bulletproof and even explosive proof glass. All of the weapons, gear, equipment that you have seen is available. It is a well-stocked shop, but there is no one attending. There are various screens. It is quite clear that the store is completely AI handled.
Kind of nice, but almost creepy in a way.
There are even cybernetic augmentations. Everything in the gear and weapons. The screen displays a gear and weapons menu to make the purchases.
I begin perusing through the menus.
Simon speaks. The way that this shop is stocked is truly impressive. I didn't expect them to actually be able to do cybernetic surgeries. I guess you do it through, yeah, it is through those booths over there. You enter the booth and you are modified.
Mm.
That's interesting, but yeah.
Trying to put you out of business, Yuri.
Simon speaks. Those augmentations are pretty expensive. Take a look at a simple endurance augmentation, 500,000 credits.
Oof.
Yeah. That's too much for our budget.
They do have a nice selection of survival gear near the
Yeah,
bottom of the list.
that's definitely what we need.
Agreed. It looks like they do have the grav belts as well.
Most expensive, but they are there. Considering the predators in the waters, it could be a good idea to acquire a pair of belts if we have the credits for that.
Hmm. That is quite expensive.
Yeah. I don't think we have, right? No. We
We'll
thought.
have to risk it. We'll just have to go with climbing gear and hope for the best.
Yeah. Let's take climbing gear and some warm clothes.
Yep.
I guess it's not necessary to take anything, especially I don't know, vac suits or something. That I don't think so. It's just cool, right?
Yes, according to my analysis, they won't be of much use. And depending on the situation, perhaps they could make you heavier and
Mhm.
cause some ice disruptions.
Yeah.
Uh, hmm.
I am impressed with these menus, although they are somewhat primitive. You need to scroll up and down the menu.
Well, I don't need weapons. I think. I guess I'm well served on that area.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much covered as far as the weaponry. Hopefully, we won't need any anyway.
Mm.
So, what do you think about this friend? You think they want to be found?
It's kind of strange, right? But coming from someone who was adopted by an I don't know. Whatever. She's probably crazy.
That is an intriguing possibility. Do you think that this friend wanted to disappear for unknown reasons?
It's very possible. Either that or somebody took them out there to dispatch of them. I guess that's a convenient place for someone to have an accident.
Perhaps he was getting too close to the mysteries of the ancients.
Could be. Or maybe even the mystery of the AI if he was close with her.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that is a possibility.
Well, I think that'll pretty much do it. I can't think of much more other than the climbing rope and the warmer clothes, really.
Yep. I don't think we need anything else.
According to my analysis, I don't think I'll be able to communicate with you once you reach the zone. It is too far away.
Well, that's unfortunate. We'll miss you, Simon.
I know I am too charming.
Simon, do you see on the menu? I see some explosives, but do you see any grenades in the shop?
Let's see. Yes, I see some explosives. There are plastic explosives. A pocket nuke.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't expect them to sell that. And a TDX. Perhaps some plastic explosives would be useful. They are pretty affordable, 200 credits each.
agreed.
Yeah.
Just in
we might-
case.
Yeah. You have to blow up something to find the guy.
Yeah,
You-
might have to do some digging.
Explosions are probably the quickest way to dig through the ice, but also the most unpredictable.
Mhm.
All right, I guess I'll finalize my order for 3 plastic explosives, the climbing kit, and oh yes, that looks nice. It looks like a nice warm coat to go along with it.
Otherwise, you're going to be missing just like her friend.
Exactly. That's the wrong kind of missing. I'm trying to stay low, but not that low.
Ha 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 ha.
Well, what do you think, Yuri? Back to the buggy and I guess towards the site?
Yeah. Time to go and see what's expecting us.
Best of luck.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Simon.
Simon. See you soon, I hope.
The buggy is still waiting just where it was parked.
I stretch a bit and then head to the buggy, preparing for our destination.
As soon as the buggy is boarded, it begins to make its way towards the designated zone. As it continues through the desolate landscape, the cold is immediately felt. The contrast is unnatural, as it went from a temperate climate to a freezing one. And the buggy stops, the screen displaying that the vehicle will not proceed further, as it could suffer some damage from the extreme cold.
Oof.
Oh. Well, we can suffer the damage, no problem.
Exactly. Let me go ahead and gear up. Jesus, it's
Yeah.
freezing.
Pick up the gear and prepare to move. At least while we are moving, you get a little bit warmer.
Both Trenton and Yuri must roll endurance.
Three.
I rolled a 10.
Yuri is able to withstand the temperature, but Trenton suffers a point of endurance damage. Trenton can feel the freezing temperatures slamming into his body.
This is super rough. I begin to jump around a little bit trying to warm up.
Trenton can feel the blood once more coursing through his lips.
Let's move quickly. I need to get out of here as rapidly as possible.
Let's get moving.
Before you, there is a landscape of broken pieces of ice. miniature and larger icebergs, and the waters beneath the ice can be seen. Some of the areas look of particular thin ice, even dangerous to walk upon.
Yeah. We better avoid that.
I'll lead the way and just slowly proceed, making sure to keep my eyes peeled and watch for stable footing.
Trenton must roll either intellect or education with any skill related either to recon or natural environments or navigation.
Eight.
Trenton can see a path safe enough to move through. It leads towards an area with tall icebergs.
All right, Jerry, look over this way. Let's head over towards these tall icebergs. This is a pretty safe path.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
As you continue, you can see movement in the water in the icy depths. Something large, at least as large as a bus, but it ignores you completely. Part of the section of the ice you have moved through breaks away, creating a large river that is difficult to jump across. Doable but difficult. Both Yuri and Trenton must make an intellect reckon roll.
Nine.
I rolled a 4.
Trenton notices that one of the distant icebergs has a green grayish structure trapped within it. It is at least 50 feet away from your location.
I grab Jerry by the shoulder and point in the general direction. You see that green hue over there?
I didn't notice it before. What do you think? Should we go there?
It is quite unique, to say the least.
Maybe it's something from the ancients.
Could be. Either way, it looks like we'll have to make this jump across. I tell you what, I pull my rope out, begin to hand it to Yuri. Why don't you take a leap and at least keep that on you? Worst case scenario.
Okay. Let's do that.
For Yuri to make the jump, either strength or dexterity plus any athletics related skill must be rolled.
I rolled an 11.
Yuri makes it across safely.
Okay, your turn.
All right.
I hold to the rope now.
All right. I wrap the rope around my wrist and begin to run, sprinting to the edge before leaping.
Either strength or dexterity with a relevant skill.
Eight.
Trenton makes it across safely. And from this distance, encased in ice, there is what appears to be the ruins of an archway of a similar greenish gray stone almost identical material to the objects obtained so far. The block with wings that was found inside of your ship back in Regina, and the bow or stick shaped object that was handed for analysis to the AI. And this ends the session. The session has ended. That was a really good idea in the initial part of trapping the Marines on the other ship.
Yep, it
Mm.
was. I think we'll be dead now if we didn't do that.
I was prepared for it to be a really short session the last time we ended. I
Yeah,
was like, oof.
yeah. I
I
wasn't aware
was.
that their protection would be so efficient.
It is
That was a
crazy.
pretty
It
good
is
shot.
18 armor, the damage reduction.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even have anything that would come close. So, of course, that new rifle, I guess, that you picked up on the
That
ship, that
rifle is
might
super
would.
powerful. As you can
Is it?
see in the Discord channel, it's DD. And the weapons that have DD means that you multiply the result by 10.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good.
Yuri doesn't even need me now. That's wild. But yeah, I was very relieved when we weren't able to dispatch them.
The other weapons that you left behind in LL were also really good, but yeah, but they stayed behind.
Mm,
Yeah, let's not dwell on that anymore.
no.
Yeah. Now I wonder if yeah, the iceberg situation. I hope you have a good plan of how to proceed because there could be some dangers there that the AI is not aware of, right?
Oh, I'm
Of
sure.
course. Yeah, of course. This is it starts easily, but of course there's something hiding there.
By the way, did you find it easy to understand where I described like the course to move towards the planets? Because I think that could feel a bit intimidating for some people with all of the charts and all of the routes. And so I said, well, instead of like showing them like a huge hex with a bunch of planets everywhere, I'm just going to tell them like the closest planets and the
Yeah,
whatnot.
that doesn't that's not a problem for me. I usually do that as well. So just
Ah, okay, okay.
the only thing is that I'm not really familiar, or not familiar at all with the traveler setting, and sometimes you mention the aliens. I'm just okay. I really can. I know the names, but sometimes I can't remember what they are. But I could
I
just
think
Google it.
that's one of the weaknesses of Traveler in general. Like the setting, sometimes it is too vanilla to the point that you don't know
Mm,
exactly what is going on. Like for example, in the case of Star Wars, you have like the evil empire, right? In the
yeah,
case of Flash Gordon, you have Ming and you have the animal people and all that. But Traveler, they tell you, well, you have humans and you have this alien species and you have an imperium. But that's it. Do whatever you
yeah,
want, right? So I think
yeah,
that everybody, how you say, adds what he or she likes for the flavor, right? In the case
yeah.
of
And I guess the
secrets.
different editions probably have some differences, and the source books and that all that. It depends on the edition.
Because I think, for example, in first edition, it sometimes felt to, at least to me, it felt a bit like cowboys and rustlers, but in space. Sometimes.
Mhm.
But in let's say Mongo second edition, there is a certain push more towards like the mysteries of the aliens and what and all that.
So this adventure model here, this was for mongoose, or it was
It was
adapted.
originally from adapted from first edition, but in first edition they said that it wasn't really good. It was in the first edition of Mongoose because it was what was the first company that wasn't a GDW? No.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
yeah,
the
it
GDW. So after
yeah.
moving from GDW to Mongoose, Mongoose like did a great job with the Secrets of the Ancients. So that's
Mm.
the one that I am running. But like I said, it gave a bit more of a stronger focus, like moving towards like the origins of the universe and
Mhm.
conspiracies and all of that. So
Yeah.
I like that focus a bit more.
Cool.
Now, before we wrap this up, do you have any further thoughts on the session?
It's interesting with the AI added now, kind of like that being a backdrop. So we'll we'll see how it pans out, but that opens up a whole new door too. Definitely an interesting premise for the planet too.
I think that is a good detail because otherwise all of the planets would feel the same. Because, for example, you left LL, which was more like a jungle type of backwater sort of planet, and now you are here in the AI world with the frozen wasteland and the place in complete darkness.
Yeah, I think that's a good contrast.
And because of the complete darkness, I also made it like a hand wave that it is understood that as Trenton and Yuri already have their lights on all the time. Because otherwise you're going to be like, I switch the lights off, I switch the light on, I switch the light.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to everyone watching this part of the Secrets of the Ancients campaign. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the super thanks button. Like, subscribe, take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. And definitely check out the Red Room Publishing. If you like sci-fi, they have sci-fi games, but also science fantasy games. So definitely check it out. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. And remember, in tabletop role-playing games, you are not having a conversation about your characters. You are experiencing the game world as your characters. Once again, thank you, and I'm going to stop the recording in 10 seconds.